close comments from citizens. Item 3, electric department. Activity report in your packet. Mark, how did the annual Mapua meeting go?
It went well. There were a number of pretty interesting seminars, classes, so to speak. And it was kind of heavily weighted toward electric, it seemed like. It just changes to well, cybersecurity and things like that. I mean, that also crosses over very much into water, but you know, they seem to concentrate mostly on the electric grid when it comes to that. A lot of stuff happened at the state and the national level as far as legislation. Constantly, NPUA is a lot of times fighting against things like attachments and stuff that have come even before us here about phone attachments and antenna attachments and things like that. So, but just pretty normal, I guess, but good information.
Yeah, thanks.
You got a chance to meet the next terror group down there too.
Yes. And the golf was great.
Just for the record, you did take vacation that.
Yeah, I took my own day to play
Yeah.
that. So.
In case that gets into.
Yeah.
All right.
Must stay indoors is golf.
Well,
Actually,
that's the truth, though.
Nothing wrong with that.
he'd written down the whole day, but he had to drive down there and attend the meeting that day, so he was more honest than he had to be.
Any questions concerning the activity report? Moving on, generation.
I didn't have anything in generation or distribution necessarily.
Nothing for distribution.
Under other?
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I just want to jump the gun. I was invited down to attend a meeting at the MPUA or the PUA office, and they're looking at a firm, working with a firm to offer energy efficiency programs to their members. And one of the, I guess for Centralia, the biggest attraction would be to develop programs that would help our customers, since the peak shaving and load balancing is not as big a deal for us due to the nature of how we purchase power, but you know, it's always better to try and cut down our entire load. And also, if we suddenly had new customers and we got so close to hitting that peak, it would help us. But the other part that I think would be the most helpful to Centralia, if they develop some programs that would work well with us, would be as a method to work with new customers to as a kind of economic development tool. So, in specific, if a new hotel was thinking about looking in Centralia, we may or may not ever want to look into having rates that would be more beneficial for a customer like that. But it may be help their decision to move here if we had certain, you know, rebates or offers or something if they're going to do something to be energy efficient. Because that's a kind of business that could hit our, we'd make money off of them being a customer, but it would help our.
Would increase our usage rate.
Right, but we could avoid hitting that 10.5 peak, perhaps if we work with them to keep energy usage down. And maybe they just come here because we offer something that other cities don't. If we can help them to keep their rates down, through energy efficiency. We still make money, not as much money, but we got a new customer we didn't have before, plus the other advantages of the meeting. So that's just an example. So that, it's just a discussion point at this point, so just let you know what, keep you aware of stuff going on.
Item 4, water and sewer department. Other activity. Any questions on the excavator report? No? Moving on to water. Sewer.
Don't have anything.
Another.
Only thing is, we got a response letter back from DNR that we have to send a response back to them, and we're working on that, getting everything in order on that, and anything too major, stuff we kinda knew was coming.
It's exactly what Mike told you they were gonna say last time. Evening, irrigation and cutting the
Brush around.
brush.
So, winter project there, and we'll get them knocked out. We have already sent our response back on the nighttime pumping, I haven't heard anything. I'm gonna have to contact them to see if we need to set up a meeting, but we'll just, I think, balls in their court to let us see what they want.
And the whole deal there is they're just concerned about runoff.
Yeah.
Stop somewhere.
You got that covered.
Item 5, public works. Activity report. Any questions on that? More time to look at it? All right, we're gonna move on then. Streets, sidewalk update.
We have a change order, actually, I think, Don mentioned it the last time he was here. The change order is an increase in the total project of $972.49, and Don can give you a better explanation exactly about that. There are also maybe some offsetting, change orders in our favor.
Yes.
You wanna go ahead and,
Yeah, I can talk to her quick. As I said, the total is $970.49. There are two new items. One, at John Smith's house, he had pre-existing stormwater, and his gutters ran underneath his yard and were connected into it. We didn't know that until we dug it up, and to reestablish that connection cost the contractor more time to do it, and that's what the first item is. And the second one, at the gas panhandle, there was 3 gas valves right next to the sidewalk that would be tripping hazards that would be lowered down to make flush with the sidewalk, so then those would be out of the way. And those are the 2 items in this one. I think in the last 2 weeks, John Smith approached the contractors and said he had sod in his yard and would like sod put back into his yard. I don't have a cost for that yet, but since it was pre-existing, I kind of think it should be approved to put it back. The thing that I have that's gonna offset, I think all of these with a change order are gonna be about a wash, is in every project we put unsuitable material and rock backfill for those unsuitable materials. So if we start grading out the sidewalk and the soil doesn't meet proper standards, we take it out and fill it back with rock. Out of the 40 cubic yards, we've only used 10. So those 2 items, the 30 cubic yards for both those coming back, is about $2,700. So with this change order, and then I would imagine the sod would be less than $2,000. There'd be a wash, if not even, maybe getting a little bit of money back at the end of it all. But I think these are in your packet, and with each change order, I also have the breakdown from Patterson that shows the man hours, the material, and then, of course, his overhead and his profit that it's added onto it, how they got broke down. These came in higher, and I've already negotiated with them and negotiated them down to this price that we think is a reasonable price for the work that was done.
So 973.49.
Yes, for this. And the sod, when I get a price, if I think it's high, I'll start negotiating with that, and then should have that for the third Monday's meeting for you guys, along with the pay order or pay request.
We're getting pretty close. And actually, what I'd like to do, and probably I'll talk with Jenny at the chamber and some others, I'd like to do some kind of a ribbon cutting, grand opening for this project. I think it's a neat addition to the community. I think it's something worth celebrating. I think we'd have Nico up and Patterson, or invite them. I mean, they're busy people, but try and get something set up.
We poured the last bit of concrete today. We have one asphalt driveway to patch back in where we put the stormwater through. We have the riprap, the rock blankets that we put at the end of the stormwater to put back at both the crossing and at the end of the ditch there. And I think on Cox Street will come down. And besides grading and seeding and mulching, that's about all we have left in the project. We should start schedule walkthroughs and all that stuff with MoDOT to get our punch list, to get everything checked off from them. But I do need a motion to approve the change order.
Yes, we do.
I need your hand to get tired again and sign all 6 copies.
I make a motion we approve the change order in the amount of $978.49.
Second.
I have a pen here if that's what you're looking for.
Okay. I have a motion and a second to approve the change order. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There you go.
Thank you.
All right. What's this one? Sanitation.
In your packet are pages 7 and 8 from the newsletter. We had normally the newsletter and the first bill goes out. It would have gone out on Friday, but there were some problems with the postage meter, which the staff worked on all day and could not get. It had to do with the company and the way they set up the meter. This rate for bulk rate was not in the machine, and they tried downloading it. And they did everything humanly possible to get it done Friday, to send the bills out on Friday. It was not staff's fault. So the bills went out this morning. In the bill is included the city newsletter on page 7 and 8, or I'm actually backwards, 8 and 7. We have the new recycling and schedule. So for October, we will continue to collect recyclables on the day of your trash. In November, we'll switch over to Dane's doing the recycling collection. This is the biggest change, but it doesn't start until the first week of November. So if in the first week of November, regardless of your trash day, recycling day all over town is November 4th. Regardless of your trash day, recycling day is also November 18th. You can continue to put your recyclables out as you've separated them if you like, but we ask that everything be bagged. It's the request of the processor, which would likely be the handy shop. And the processor there is just likes things bagged because it's easier for them to not have loose materials coming out of the back of the truck. We're asking also that if you do want to, you may commingle all your containers together, all the plastics, all 7 plastics, aluminum cans, and then the bimetal cans can all go together. The handy shop does not take glass, so we will no longer collect glass curbside. I'm sure there will be some glass that comes through, and the handy shop will deal with it. They may have to throw that bag out if it has glass in it. We'll see. And then in the other bag or box, or actually the other bag would be any paper materials. But we will now take corrugated cardboard at the at the curbside. He'll take sorted office paper, or white office paper, like this, in addition to newsprint. So we can add, so those will be added materials. So we'll be collecting, we'll lose glass and add cardboard and white office newsprint. And they'll actually take chipboard as well, which is like cereal boxes. So that's in the information. The biggest change, the first change, is next Monday, starting next Monday. Trash will be picked up on the same day it's always been picked up. If you're a Monday, you'll be Monday. If you're Tuesday, you'll be Tuesday, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Except that Bain will start the residential recycling routes at 5 a.m. So you have to have your trash out by 5 a.m. And that's basically means the night before, unless you're going to get out at 4:30, 5 a.m. I don't. So that's the biggest, for those people who set it out the night before, there'll be absolutely no difference whatsoever. For those people who know that their trash used to come by, the guy used to get to their street about noon, and they're used to rolling it out there about 10 a.m.
They'll be late.
They'll be late.
Is that something that we could ask Heather to put something out on the Facebook page?
Yes, we'll do everything we can. Facebook, it's in the newsletter in a couple different places. Hopefully it'll, I imagine our local newspaper will cover that. Radio,
It's 5 anymore. 5 anymore.
Yeah.
yeah, that might be worth it. So that's, and
Headlights in the middle.
so it's, and of course, as you know,
That
it's,
starts next week.
that starts next Monday, Monday the 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know, this, one of the reasons for that is that, we're having the retirement party for, Jimmy this Friday. Yeah, for some reason it's not on my calendar, I thought, but, at noon to 2. Yeah. And we have a, platform and everything, so, and you guys are more than welcome to, we would love it if the elected officials could attend. That would be, I think that would, 34 years of service, I think he's earned, as much, you know, thanks as we can offer him. So those are the biggest changes. If you're a commercial customer, you may be able to make some arrangements to save some money by getting a larger container, and he will buy back. Now, we have always built the program such that the 2-yard dumpsters are owned by the vendor, by the commercial customer. You can continue doing that. You don't need to make any changes. When the containers die at the end of their natural life, you will begin to replace them with his containers, and there will be a slightly higher charge for those people who have his containers for rent to recover his costs. You may also choose to he will buy back old containers based on how old they are, and we've got records on that. If it's advantageous to you to get a larger container and fewer collections per week, which is quite possible in some cases. So, and we'll work with the customers on that to try and find them ways to save money and provide the best service possible. But the only change in behavior that anyone needs to worry about on Monday is getting residential trash out sooner. And then on when November starts, recycling day moves to the first and third Friday. One other thing I should say is he will pick up trash on Veterans Day. He will pick up trash on Thanksgiving Day and the Friday after Thanksgiving. So put your trash out on your regular trash day. The only day he will not pick up trash is Christmas Day, which I believe is on a Sunday this year. So, yeah, so your trash day is your trash day from now until Christmas of 2017. Regardless of what the holiday is.
Wow.
We'll work with people because that will be a surprise.
He gets behind, he can't catch up.
All right. Storm sewer, anything under storm sewer?
No.
Getting closer, he's reviewing the,
Oh, yeah, they haven't reviewed the GIS maps, they've got me a rough copy, so just starting to go through that. Start to see how much they missed or what.
Any other under public works? Any other standalone?
Yeah, I got a question. Do we have any ordinance regarding people with a lot of junk and stuff in their front yards?
you know, your Landon was asking me, we do not specifically, I mean, yes and no. If it is a health hazard, we can write them just like we would with high grass, tall grass.
I've seen several yards that have trailers parked in them.
Well,
Bunch
now,
of junk. So if not, I think we need to start looking towards getting an ordinance to control this.
okay, we can look at, I know that some cities do.
That'd be a nuisance type violation?
Now, it depends what it is. If it's vehicles, they can't sit there no longer than 72 hours.
Right.
Well, I'm talking about like a trailer,
You're talking about in their front yard.
sitting in the yard.
An unlicensed trailer?
I don't know if it's licensed or not, but it's sitting in the yard, in the front yard.
Well,
I
and
assume it's, I don't know.
I can bring, I know that Landon mentioned, I think, I mean, some of the other things that you've mentioned are indoor furniture in the front, outside, couches and that sort of thing that are not suitable for being lawn furniture.
That should be what it is, I mean, it should be lawn furniture, anything pertaining to that regard, instead of.
Those could be, we'll bring this for some ideas. They can be tricky to prosecute.
Yeah, what would you call it, poor taste?
Well, you have to define what you don't want and what you do want, and you have to,
The trailer that is in the front yard, is it like a travel trailer or
No, it is a
utility trailer?
covered utility trailer.
Oh, okay.
they're, one of the things that it's vehicles in the front yard, you can define that the front yard is not parking, and that I think we may have an ordinance to that you're supposed to park in your driveway.
Even if it sits in your driveway more than 72 hours.
If it's not licensed,
Yes,
you're in violation.
or if it's expired tax, it still falls underneath that
Is that
ordinance.
also
Right.
on trailers?
I don't know about trailers, but I know it is on vehicles.
And we do enforce it, and Sandy's out there, and we get a couple we get several
There's
every
one on
year.
Hickman that's not been licensed since 2014, still sitting there. So,
On the
But,
one I'm talking about, you can run down Miles Avenue and you see what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they do,
There's a gentleman who has vehicles in and out of his lot or his driveway.
That's not the one I'm talking
Okay. If you ever have a licensed vehicle and just, what's the address on Hickman, you know?
Last duplex down Hickman, right behind Sonic, 625. There's two of them there, matter of fact. You can't miss them. There's two of them now. They just moved a new one in.
Sandy does go after those, and we do prosecute on those.
Once you do one, you gotta start doing them all. I mean, that's gonna be. It's the ones that's got them sitting, the ones that, one you nail is gonna be going, well, there's that one, because they probably know where all the others are too.
We, she brings probably 1 to 2 a month, so I'm not sure. And it's usually on a complaint basis. So if you have one, the fastest way to get it taken care of is just pass it on to Sandy, or I can get it to her. Email, phone, works okay. Miles, you know the address on Miles?
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's the second house north of Lakeview on the
Okay.
east side.
Okay.
Any other?
Did we ever decide what we're gonna do about that, what's that, over by David's house, that Whitmore, what's that street that runs east and west on Bayou?
Oh, Whitman?
Whitman?
My, that's for a letter.
That's got, can you drive down the street?
Yeah.
No, on Whitman itself, yeah.
Yes,
All the paving equipment over there?
Yeah.
yes, and tree removals equipment.
Yeah.
Before long, they're gonna be clear to Reed Street.
Yeah,
We don't even plow that in winter.
we're gonna.
And it's odd because there'll be a day, they're all gone, and then the day, and then every single one will be back.
Well, you know, in the last couple times I went down there, they were all
Is that
gone.
what's Vogel?
So, but they're still coming up. All right.
But then this past weekend, they were all back, and they were all the way down, all the way to the other road.
Okay. I'll send them that. And they have they list that address as.
They're in the phone book as their
that
business
yeah.
address.
So
So
it's-
really, they can't even be there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not in a business district.
No, it's not. It
Do
needs to be.
you have a business license?
Probably not.
Well, he does a lot of outside of town work.
There's a lot of stuff in our city code about trailers. Failure to display current registered plates, license plates, and proper display of license plates, and talks a lot about trailers. It's in section 18-13.
Well, yeah, licensed, unlicensed vehicle
Yeah.
includes transit, but yeah, okay.
As may arise. Got two quick things. If you don't know, Dr. Kendra Cronkwright is leaving the Boone Clinic. Hubble Power Systems is going to give her a recognition or something. When Dr. Bradley passed away, she took on several Hubble's employees. Done a great job for the community. She will be missed. So, I don't know, that's Matt to find out if there's some kind of a community or a community appreciation that we can give to her for, her time in the city, and if.
We've done things like that before.
Yeah.
So the idea would be just give her sort of a recognition plaque, or
Mhm.
certificate.
And, if they welcome her back, if anything ever changes,
We
we're,
want the thing back.
hey, no, welcome her back to the community, I know. And one other thing is, I will be out of town for the next 3 days, so. Vacation for everybody. Yeah, feel free to.
Thank you.
I'm going to Washington DC, so.
We adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?